Good evening and a very warm welcome to another very interesting live session. Hey Arpita, Sneha, Savita, Palak, Gungun, Anshi, welcome guys. Good evening. Hey Vrinda. Hey, I can see some new names. Advika. So many of you here. Good evening. How are you all doing? I am doing really well. Thank you so much. Gungun, Shweta, Sneha, Joel, Payal, Nagendra, Dakshu. Good to have you back, guys. Awesome. Yes, Janvi. I remember most of you, but I can see some new names also. Good to know that new people are also joining in. Thank you, Palak. Thank you for letting me know this. Alright, so in the last class we discussed about the endless list of articles made of plastic, right? You remember? So many articles are made of plastic. Hey Anupriya, a very warm welcome. Yes, so many articles are made of plastic. So this means a lot of plastic waste is also getting accumulated, right? Because the usage is more, the wastage is also more. Hey Sunita, Ahana, Dakshana. So, this goes without saying that today we will be discussing about the disposal of plastic, which is actually a major concern. I am sure you all agree with me, yes? And what can we do as a responsible citizen? So, we'll be discussing that. Yes, Radhe, I remember. Hey, Payal. Meghalaya Magical World. Thank you. Hey, Vishaka, good to see you too. Awesome. So, we'll be talking about plastic pollution, and this is a really important topic from the chapter Synthetic Fibers and Plastics. So, this topic is important from the exam point of view also. This is important to apply this in real life as well. So, this is going to be a super duper important class today. And I can see Gungun is writing that she's super duper excited for the session. Good to see that. Great. So, I hope by now you have downloaded the app, Byju's the Learning app, because this is like your one-stop source for everything amazing. You'll get amazing video lessons out there, and you'll actually learn the same concept in a very interesting manner. You'll have that concept clarity for sure. Great, good to know that. Plus, of course, there is practice, test, you can ask your doubts, previous year questions. So much is there on the app. So download it and explore more about this. Good. I can see many of you have downloaded. Awesome. Hey Pournami. Thank you for sharing this. Great. And I hope you all have registered for the scholarship test as well. So this is for grade 4 to 10. So obviously this is for your grade as well. Pick up any Sunday of your choice and then give the scholarship test. Based on that, you'll understand what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and you can have your own study plan, study timetable based on that. You people are sharing your scholarship percentage. Great. Yes, it's up to 100%. 100% scholarship. Like, what else can we ask for? Good to see that. Definitely go ahead, register, and you can actually analyze a lot of things by giving this scholarship test. Okay, so before we get started, I want all of you to give me a green signal. You know the drill by now. Loads and loads of smileys, loads and loads of thumbs up so that we start this class on a very positive note. Hey Anshi, but we gave it in the last class. We will be discussing the homework question. Don't worry about this. The good part is you people are so excited for the homework question. Good to know that. Hey Harshita, good to know that too. Sneha wants a mind map of synthetic fiber and combustion and flame, of all the chapters basically. Alright, so whatever you need from us, definitely write this down over there and we will act on it. For sure. Good. Alright, waiting for your thumbs up, waiting for your smileys. Just flood this chat box with loads of interesting emojis and then we get started. Let's see who's going to post maximum number of positive emojis. Okay. Ahana is giving loads of thumbs up. Sunita is also posting. Yes, Papia, correct. Hey, Sonam. Till now, Ahana is basically winning, okay? She's posting loads and loads of smileys and thumbs up. I'm waiting for all of you. Hey, Shreya, good to know that. Awesome. Alright, now that I can see, Aradhya is also posting, Prakash is also giving thumbs up. Someone is giving loads of thumbs up. Awesome. So let's get started. And of course, we'll start with your favorite bit, that is the homework question. So, first of all, this homework question was being done by a lot of you. That's the best part. That you took out time to actually attempt the homework question, because all this helps us to monitor our learning, right? I'll tell you who all have actually attempted, and if I take your name, you know what to do. You have to post loads of smileys. You can raise your hand, you can give me a thumbs up, you can let me know that you're there. Okay? So, Aradhya, Gungun, Advika, Ayush, Sonali, Taiki, Shweta, Dakshu, Ashriya, Sneha, Sabita, Nilapu, Kaina, Prakash, Vaibhav, Joydeep, Tia, Jyotsna, Pranati, Pranjali, Somit, Ahmed, Mujib, Amshi, Sunita, Samriddhi, Yashasvi, and I see right now the chat box is looking amazing. It's looking really positive actually. It's a lively live chat at this point of time. Great. Alright, so the question was, which of the following plastics do not have cross-link between the polymer chains? Do not have. We've actually written in uppercase also so that you do not miss this point. Nylon, PVC, melamine or Bakelite. And two of them are not having it. Right. Is it A and B, B and C, A and C, or C and D? Now, when we talk about nylon and PVC, they are basically thermoplastics, right? And melamine and Bakelite are thermosetting plastics. So thermoplastics, we all know, they are linear chain polymers. So obviously what is there is a straight chain. But when we talk about thermosetting plastics, they have cross-linked polymers, which would basically mean that a network-like structure is there. Clearly, option 3, as you people are mentioning, option 3 that says A and C, which means nylon and PVC are not having cross links because they are linear chain polymers. So the correct answer is going to be option 3, which says A and C. If you've understood this question, let me know in the chat box. Shweta wants a mentee on this chapter. Noted. And then let's understand everything about plastics. Good, good to see that. Thumbs up. Yeah, let's get started now. Alright, something that you all are very much aware of. You must have observed these two differently colored dustbins around you. Maybe, you know, while walking, when you're in a park, in a garden, anywhere. In fact, most of the places are having these two colored dustbins now. You see a green one, you see a blue one. Have you noticed this? So we keep telling you chemistry is all around you, right? Let's understand how is it all around us, always. Yes, Prakash, absolutely right. So, the green ones, they are for biodegradable waste. The blue ones are for non-biodegradable waste. Usually, we can say that generally, the green ones, it has wet waste in it, right? And the blue ones generally would have dry waste. So maybe in case you have a fruit peel, you would put this in the green dustbin. If you have a plastic, you would put this in a blue one. Why are we doing that? Why do we have these two separate colored dustbins? Now this can help us to segregate the waste, to separate the waste at the source level. We all have to contribute in this, right? Whatever we can do on our level, that starts at the source level. Good to know that Anukriti is saying that she uses plastic articles and reuse them to decorate. Awesome! Correct, Gungun. So, this brings us to very important types of waste, which is a biodegradable waste and a non-biodegradable waste. Let's get started with the first one, that is biodegradable waste. Now, these are the wastes which get decomposed. Now, what do we mean by this term decompose? It basically means broken down. Really simple language mein agar bole, it means broken down or it means degrade, right? So, the waste which can be broken down, it can be degraded through natural processes like the action of bacteria, it can be water, it can be oxygen, it can be sun's rays, it can be any natural process basically. Such wastes are known as biodegradable waste. You can have a look at the examples over here. Paper, fruit, vegetable peel, leather, cotton, wool and wood. Sneha made a stethoscope out of waste. Awesome, you people are so great actually. Now, what we have to understand over here is that in nature, different materials actually biodegrade at different rates. The rate is not the same. Okay, say suppose you have an apple and you have a steel car and you just throw both these things into the bushes. What's going to happen? Which article do you think is going to disappear completely first? You have an apple and you have a steel car. Which is going to be the first, substance to disappear completely? It's not going to biodegrade at the same rate, right? All of you saying apple. Yeah, so every substance is different in its own way. Both of them are having different properties. So, when we talk about fruit peel, it takes 1 to 2 weeks. Paper, 10 to 30 days. Cotton, 2 to 5 months. Wool, 1 to 5 years. Wood, 10 to 15 years. And leather, 30 to 40 years. So, this is the time span taken by them. Now, let's understand what is non-biodegradable waste. It's just the opposite. If you've understood biodegradable, you will definitely understand what is non-biodegradable. Now, these are the wastes which are not easily decomposed. Okay, the keyword to note here is not easily broken down, not easily degraded through natural processes. For example, we've got plastics. That's our focus area for today, right? We've got metal cans. Now, these metal cans can be made of tin, they can be made of aluminium and others also, right? You've got glass. So, all these are non-biodegradable wastes. Again, they have different time frame when they are basically, taking time to degrade, but it takes too long for them to degrade actually. Plastics take too long to decompose. You can see over here, it can range anywhere from a 20 to 1,000 year, right? Now, this depends on the material, it depends on the structure. Say for example, plastic cover around 20 years, but plastic bottle around 500 to 1,000 years. Did you know about these things? They're taking such long time actually. How many of you are aware of this? Because we all are using plastic so much, right? Payal says it's dangerous for our nature. Absolutely right, Payal. Yeah. Metal can take, say, about 100 to 500 years. And we see a frightening number on the screen, guys. Have a look at glass. A frightening, bare minimum 4,000 years is required for a glass bottle to decompose. And it can go as high as 1,000,000 years also. So, minimum 4,000 years, that's a minimum. And as high as 1,000,000 years. That's a really frightening figure, frightening number, isn't it? Yeah, I can see many of you are, quite shocked looking at the value for glass. Yes, Pragya, it takes a lot of time. Correct. Now, over here, we know that plastics, they take several years to decompose. Definitely, we can say that they are not eco-friendly. Right? That means it's going to have impact on our environment as well, right? What are the environmental impacts of plastic? Let's understand these now. First of all, say suppose you have any plastic article, say suppose you have plastic bags and you burn them. Poisonous gases will be produced and they can cause air pollution. Let me ask you, what other type of pollution can be caused by plastic? I've told you one. I've told you air pollution, that plastic articles are being burned and poisonous gases are being produced. Pragya says water pollution can also take place, soil pollution can also take place. Anukriti is saying water, Gungun is saying water, Payal is saying land. Sneha is still feeling bad about glass. A lot of you are saying, correct. I see a lot of you write about soil pollution and water pollution. See, if you will dump plastic in soil, what's going to happen? Soil pollution will happen, right? And if you throw this in water, then again water pollution will happen, and all this is going to affect the aquatic life. So no good is coming out of this, right? And of course, if you will throw the articles here and there, they can actually get into the water drains and they can clog them. So clogging of drains can also happen. So all these are the environmental impacts of plastics. We actually use plastic so much, it's extensively being used, but we never think about, the consequences of it. How many of you actually try to reduce the use of plastic? Do you do that consciously? Yes, so much pollution, so many different types of pollution. Correct. Good to know some of you are making efforts, because every effort, each effort counts. Every effort is important. Now, humans invented plastic in a way, right? And animals are harmed by it. Just have a look over here. They eat it, they get caught in it, they get sick because of it. And that's not what we want, right? We, in a way, invented something to make things easier for everyone. But it is not happening in case of plastic. So, we have animals that can get trapped in this. They can die due to starvation. In case, plastic, say it's going to the ocean, what's going to happen? It's going to harm the aquatic organisms, and if it stays on land, it's definitely going to harm. It's going to be very dangerous for the wild animals or domesticated ones. In any case, nothing is, there is no solution that is coming out fair enough. Now, eating plastics can, of course, it can cause respiratory problems also, some problems in the stomach also. Really harmful for the environment. So last class we devoted in discussing the uses, the importance, and why are we using plastic so much. But in today's class, it's like a reality check that though we are using it so much, but what are the implications? What is happening because of that? Yes, kids learning mantra, new knowledge. What's your name? Because you're absolutely right there. Hey Anukriti, good to read that. All right. Now, since it's causing so much of trouble, we really have to come up with this thing. It's a genuine concern. We have to think how to dispose plastics, right? And that's actually, to begin with, this was the idea, to have at least separate dustbins, right? So that we can separate biodegradable waste from the non-biodegradable ones. So this is the first thing that came up, that I hope all of you are doing, because we travel, we go at a lot of places, we have a lot of waste which we want to throw at a lot of times, right? So be very careful and be a responsible citizen. Use the 2 differently colored dustbins genuinely and in a very conscious manner. I see some of you writing 3 hours, some of you writing 4 hours, some of you writing 5 hours. Great. So let's do one thing. Let's make it 5 hours for all of you. So these are the 5 hour principles that we have. Alternate methods of handling plastics. We have reduce, reuse, recycle, recover or repurpose, and refuse. How many of you said 5 hours? Just give me a thumbs up in the comment section. Let's see. Because I could see 3 hours also, 4 hours also, and of course 5 hours also. Yes. A lot of you are writing me. A lot of thumbs up are coming. Good, Harshita, Aditya, Pratiksha, Sneha, Shweta, Sabita, Papya, Mukesh, Gungun, the young scientist, Anupriya. Good to see that. Yes, Prakash. Shweta. All right. So, we'll begin with the very first one that we have, that is reduce. The name is self-explanatory, isn't it? When you lessen the usage of non-biodegradables, obviously less of it will go in garbage. That's the entire funda behind this, right? So, we can reduce buying objects in bulk. See, when we buy objects in bulk, it can lead to increased wastage. We don't want to do that, right? So, we have to limit that. Second is to limit the use of plastic bags for shopping. Instead, we have so many options. We can go for paper bags, we can go for jute bags. So we can avoid this. This is very much doable. We've picked up something that you can actually apply in your day-to-day life as well. You can also reduce the use of plastics by choosing products with minimum packaging. Right, and of course, you can use steel lunchbox instead of plastic one. So many ways are there. What is clicking you? What do you think can be done on your part? Divyansh says jute bags. Gungun also says jute bags. Hey Soumya, that session will be up really soon. Don't worry about this. We've read your comment. We will definitely act on it. We definitely read all your comments. Always. And we try to act on most of them. So you can always give your feedback and let us know whatever you need from us. Paper bags. Harshita says paper bags. Cotton. Yes, so many ways are there. Good. So yes, you can reduce the amount of plastic that is being used. Now, let's move on to see what's the next very important point. So next, what is it? Reuse. See, the first step will always be to reduce. Let's reduce the quantity of plastic that we are consuming, that we are using for our day-to-day activities. But there is certain amount that we still have to use. The next step would be to reuse then. Again, the terms are really simple. The only problem is in the applying of these terms. We understand what is to be done. We understand the need. Why are we doing that? The application of it is something that we have to work on. Now, the rate at which we consume plastics, it has become unimaginable. I'm sure you all agree with me. Yes? You know, plastic crisis ho raha hai. Plastic crisis become one of the world's greatest environmental challenge. Have you read about this plastic crisis happening? You know, a lot of plastic waste is there. What to do with plastic? Everybody is, thinking about the same. Yes, you can definitely get that, Dakshina. Shweta says it's a plastic crime. Hey, Pratiksha, good to know that. Hey, Gungun, good to know that. See, people are already reusing it. I see a lot of you write about reusing of the bottles. Making crafts, yes. Kids learning with mantra. I still missed out your name out there. But you see a pen holder out there, right? For storage items. I don't know what your name is, but you were mentioning about the same. So yes, you can reuse, to make storage items. Then you can have substitute for pots. You can store food items for freezing water. Sunita is making pen stands. Awesome. Anupriya made a stethoscope. Pen holder. Bottle. Reusing it. Agrima. Noted, Agrima. Yeah, Deepti. Unfortunately, it is. To a very major extent. Great. You made bags out of it. You made a plant pot. Good. Good to know all of this. So you are already on the right track. Now, the next is recycle. So we've discussed reduced. That's the first way out. We've discussed reuse. That's the second way out. What is the third one? It is recycle. Now, over here, you can see that some plastic items can definitely be recycled into other products. You can have toys, you can have pens, you can just recycle them. You can also have containers. So we have a lot of options, right? recycling can be done in a lot of ways. Basically, what you can do is use all of your recycled plastic bottles. I'm sure you'll come up with a lot of innovative ways. You can use them in a very fun, creative way. And yes, this way we can, in a way, use the recycled stuff as well. Yes, absolutely right. But here I have a question for you. You saw some items out there, and these items are also made up of plastic. Can all plastics be recycled? What do you think? A quick question for you. Let's see. What is your take on this? Hey Payal, Payal wants a session on how to make effective notes. We'll definitely do that. Most of you saying no. See, we have plastics of various kinds, right? And different kinds of plastics can't be mixed together to be recycled. Yes, cannot be. Absolutely right. So, all the more reason we have to be very, very careful while using plastics, right? Next is a very, very important point, that is recover or repurpose. Now, this point comes only after the first three. So, once you've tried, reducing, tried reusing, tried recycling, all these attempts are made in this direction, then the next one is recover or repurpose. And why do we want to do this? See, when we talk about plastics, it represents a serious waste handling problem. We know this by now, right? So, we can actually convert the waste into resources such as electricity, heat, compost and fuel. So good alternatives are there, right? It can be a substitute for coal, substitute for natural gas. So this can also be done. We are just figuring out ways. See, everybody is just trying to somehow deal with this problem of plastic pollution. Now, moving on to the next very important point is refuse. And I think this has to be done on an individual level by all of us. Refuse. So, over here, you have to make this conscious effort of, refusing the articles that can actually harm you, that can harm the environment. And all the efforts are important. Don't think that, okay, if I'm the only one making this effort, if I'm the only one refusing to use an article which might prove to be harmful for everyone around, for the environment as well, then, it's a very small bit and it won't contribute on a large scale, because each effort counts. We all have to think, in the same direction. We all have to act in the same direction. For example, you know about PVCs, right? You know about polyvinyl chloride. So, phthalates are used in this. And what are phthalates basically? They are a class of, they're a family of chemical compounds primarily used to make PVCs, that is polyvinyl chloride. Now, they are often used to basically plasticize PVC. The problem with phthalates is that it can actually lead to respiratory problems, it can lead to allergic problems, and therefore, obviously, it's your job to, in a way, try to refuse the usage of it. Yeah. A lot of items are there which are basically harmful for us. So yes, if you've understood the 5 R's, I want all of you to quickly type and let me know the 5 R's in the correct order. Let's see. Yes, correct. Let's see who's going to be the first one to type 5 R's. Let's see who remembers the 5 R and is going to apply it as well. किसकी स्पीड टाइप करने की सबसे फास्ट है, किसकी स्पीड रिमेंबर करने की सबसे फास्ट है? What are the 5 R's? Payal is the first one to write, but she's written 4 R's. Harshita. Correct. Hey Deepthi, you have to basically refuse or not accept the articles which can prove to be very harmful for you, which can prove to be really harmful for the environment. So, do not accept, basically refuse the usage of it. Protem has also written, great, yes, so it's reduce, reuse, recycle, repurpose, and finally refuse. These are the 5 R's that we have discussed. If you've understood all these 5 R's, give me loads of thumbs up in the comment section and quickly like this video as well. Then I have something really interesting coming up. Let's see. Agrima has given a thumbs up. She's understood it. Good. Awesome. So you've liked the video as well. Thank you so much. Alright, now your favorite bit. That is the homework question. Which of the following is a non-biodegradable material? You have 4 amazing options. Leather, glass, paper or plants. And you can post your answer in the comment section right after this live session. And we will be discussing this in the next class. And yes, we've definitely got you covered. See, we are definitely a quality driven channel. You all know about this by now, right? Whatever you comment, we read all those comments personally and try to act on it as well. So you can always leave your feedback, you can always leave your suggestions, what kind of sessions you want us to come up with, everything in the comment box, everything in the chat box, and we will make sure that we are back with those sessions. Great. And yes, about Byju's with 2 teacher advantage. So we keep telling you that, we want you to learn in a very innovative manner. We want you to have superior learning. We want you to have the best results possible. And for that, you know what to do. Try this out, Byju's with 2 teacher advantage. The link is there in the description box for the free trial class. You can go ahead and definitely try this out. And of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. See, as a responsible citizen, like after this class, you have to do your bit. Yes? How many of you are ready to do your bit? How many of you are ready to develop habits which are environment friendly? That's really important. That's the, key takeaway of the session, that you actually apply this in real life as well. I can see a lot of you are writing me, a lot of you posting thumbs up. Good to know that. Great. So on this positive note, it's time to sign off. All of you keep working hard. Be, a responsible citizen. Take care and I'll see you in the next class. Bye-bye.